Well, hello everyone and welcome back to the journey as we get ready for the Korean Grand Prix. Just 3 left to go this season before we can decide who is going to be our champion and where we're going to finish, of course, in the Series Championship. With that, we'll remind you a little bit as to where the points are standing after Suzuka. Mark Webber is in the lead of the championship, 212 points, then Vettel, then us. We're obviously battling with the McLarens to hang on. And I will say, after this race, we will announce who we're racing for next season. Without further ado, let's take a look at qualifying. Sebastian Vettel on pole position with Mark Webber alongside in the front row. All McLaren on row 2, all Ferrari on row 3 before you get to us starting from 7th position. Still inside the top 10, so we've got some decent qualifying form. Our teammate Sutil's down in 12th position before we get those 2 Renaults, Kubica and Petrov. They tend to work their way forward. Bit of a disaster qualifying for Nico Hulkenberg as we can see those final few positions on the grid, and we get ready for the Korean Grand Prix. My quali lap felt good. Just 7th. We're not going to win the championship, mate. Don't. Whoa! Spin for Massa. That's why you go around the outside. Get in, son. Freebies. Oh, that's deep. Webber's looking for another win.
Come on, we can outbrake this guy easily.
I don't believe we've had back-to-back wins this season. Oh my god. Wow, they were early on the brakes there. I know that it looked like we were braking really, really late. That's because we were. We're not going to talk about it. It's fine. You can't go around the outside there. It's just not enough grip. Oh, near contact between the McLarens. Those Red Bulls are rapid around here. Oh, you bastard. That was my bad, though. It's actually one of very few proper circuits that I don't think I've ever raced in sim racing properly. Like, there are not many that I've never raced. I think mostly it's because it's not really represented anywhere. Apart from ports for like RF1 and AC. But it had already kind of gone out of fashion by the time I started racing. I think I've only comms around here twice. And they were on back-to-back days as well. GPVWC 2013. Formula Challenge and Super Cup. Well, who won what? I think Rainieri won Super Cup. Formula Challenge, Jacobs won. I remember various little bits of it. I don't remember who won the reverse grid race in the Formula Challenge. Super Cup, it was just the one race those days. Oh, memories. Oh, Hamilton's messed up a little bit. We can absolutely get the podium here. These two just fighting way too hard with each other. And to be fair, we're all kind of in the fight for third. Especially if those Red Bulls are that quick. That is so late. Oh, but the double overtake works. Sort of. That felt a little miffed. Miffed? That is not the right word. That was an oopsie that worked. Speaking of which, man, they're just focused on racing each other there. Martin Whitmarsh will be fuming. As will Ron Dennis. I can't remember who was behind the team at this point. Was it still Ron Dennis a little bit, or had Ron Dennis stepped back? And was it Whitmarsh? Sittel's going for an early one. That'll be a 2-stop. Nice. Look at how far ahead they are. Like, insanely fast. Oh, someone's had a oof at T1. I think they must have taken that too much curb or something. Brought out a yellow flag briefly. Wasn't Hamilton. It was the Ferrari. It was Alonso. Despite them not being behind us. Unless they've pitted. Nice apex, bro. Okay, into the worst pit lane in motorsport. Okay, thankfully that's all right. It's so dangerous. Blind corner, and you put the entrance on the inside of it. For what reason?
Hold it. Not yet.
Ah, brilliant. It was only a light hold. It was only a light hold, to be fair. I think it only cost us like a second or so.
Watch out for traffic as you rejoin the track.
Obviously, it's cost us to position the button, but like it could have been worse. And it's a terrible pit exit as well. Where'd you go? Out onto the racing line. Why not? Oh, we just absolutely slammed it into that gap. That's what she said. No, don't. Well, she wouldn't have said that. It makes no sense. MB. I did lean on him a little bit. Now Button is gone. Can't help but feel that I think we've lost like quite a bit in the pit lane sequence. Most like that second, yes, but also like a bit more time just getting these tyres fired up. Just based on like how much Button's pulled away and things like that. Like I know, like I say, we were stationary for about a second or two longer than we should have been. We've lost out to Hamilton as well. I can see him down the road. So as far as I'm aware, we should be about 5th. Yeah, a few more in the pit lane. Just don't know if we've got the pace to catch him at this rate. Like they've turned it on for the second stint. They really like the primes, clearly. Although Button might have used his tyres here. I think he's starting to struggle a little bit speed-wise. Not major, but enough. Does help if I stop making mistakes. I've made a lot of mistakes in this game. I'm very happy to see the back of it. Psycho laughing intensifies. We've lost our time on this lap though. Even though I can see that gap's bigger. And I'm blind as. Oh my god, the front right there. Just wanted nothing to do with the road. Sorry, people. It's gone out by a second or two this lap. Oh, sometimes this car just does not brake, man. Like, I don't feel I was much later on the brakes than I had been before. It's just sometimes it stops, sometimes it doesn't. Again, maybe it's the whole reference thing that I was talking about in Monza. Like, where you build up so many references around these circuits, having driven them for years. And then you go back around them, and it's like the references are slightly different because it's an old game. And, like, the way it drives is different. There we go. Buemi was the one. I was wondering who was in the top 5 that shouldn't have been. Kind of wondered if he'd been jumped by someone, but no, it was just Buemi on a alternate strategy. He was on the primes first. I think we're holding the gap all right. We're just doing what we can here. Like, we're just driving at the moment. Like, I think car behind is slower. Car ahead now is faster. So we just survive and aim to stop making the stupid mistakes that I've been making a lot this season. Oh, straight in the ball. Well done, Lewis. That was top tier. Which was focused very much on the right side of the circuit rather than what I should have been looking at. Can't remember. I'll run the numbers, obviously, for next round. Oh, that's late. No, that's fine. That's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I'll run the numbers for next round and see what position he has to finish compared to Vettel to take the title. Because I'm pretty sure he'll be the champion really comfortably going into the final. Into the final? Into Interlagos. Never been a massive fan of this circuit. Some people really are. Oh, of course we are. Of course, it shouldn't rain too hard. It's kind of be like Spa, I think. I'll just be mindful of it. At the moment, just keep driving as normal. It's a little bit more slippery, but this is nothing major. We'll be absolutely fine. On slicks to the end of the race. If a bit boring. But that is the South Korean Grand Prix for you. It is not that interesting, in my opinion. I've never enjoyed the circuit. Like I say, a lot of people do, but a lot of people say it was a shame when it got removed from the calendar. Yeah, I mean it's cool to visit somewhere like this. Although I've heard that it's not in the nicest area. But then again, what racetrack is? Okay, now I'll admit this is starting to affect the car a little bit. It's still slicks, but we're struggling. Still think we've got enough to keep Rosberg at bay. But we'll see. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wet. But that really wasn't anything to do with the wetness. That was to do with the lack of brain cells I was using. Wow, that was close. Oh, my goodness. That was scary. Well, Mark does win another one. He's looking strong with the final couple of races. We'll take it. Top 5. Indeed, another top 5 finish for us. Again, a solid result, but again, Mark Webber taking that victory by about 2.5 seconds over Vettel. We got jumped by both of the McLarens through the pit stop sequence, but it is what it is. We'll have to take that top 5. We'll lose out points from when it comes to that battle for 3rd position in the championship. You can see a disaster for Ferrari. Obviously, Massa down in 12th position after that spin on the first lap. So, big disappointment for the Scuderia. As you can see, those final few positions on the grid, of course. Speaking of bigger disappointments, Fernando Alonso, after his dramas, down in 24th place. Well, that does in the championship. It gives Mark Webber a good 11-point lead going into the penultimate round of the championship. He can win it at Interlagos. We'll discuss all of that when we get to that episode. Don't worry, of course, we're battled in that tight fight. We'll be back for the Brazilian Grand Prix on the 17th of January, where things are going to get very, very tight as we build up towards the end of the championship. But I did say we would talk about 2011, and I will announce I'll be racing for Renault. Of course, it'll be Lotus Renault next year, and you can take a look at the entry list here. But of course, we'll see you at Interlagos.